Everything has changed, and all the models, they're officially broken. In 74 days, the US will begin its strategic Bitcoin reserve. This means global Bitcoin game theory is about to hit hyperdrive, and this race to accumulate Bitcoin is going to skyrocket prices. What kind of prices could we be looking at? We're talking big numbers, some of the biggest numbers you've ever seen, because Bitcoin, it's going up bigly. Don't believe me? Well, you better buckle up, because we have news that Trump is indeed orange pilling people, and doing so through the analogy, Bitcoin is the new oil. That's right, the US has officially put the world on notice. Dear China, Russia, and everyone else, you have only 74 days left to front run the US strategic Bitcoin reserve. I'm Rustin, head of news at Simply Bitcoin, and can you smell that? That's the mother of all supply shocks.
MOAS.
We have tons of massive news to get to. Send it!
Hey, Scott. Bitcoin briefly surging to a new record high as investors bet that Donald Trump will deliver on his pro-crypto promises, especially with a Republican-controlled Senate behind him and after getting more than $25 million from crypto donors. Now, Trump's main pledge is to fire SEC Chair Gary Gensler. Bitcoin miners are also getting a boost this morning, with Trump having promised on the campaign trail that all future Bitcoin will be mined in the U.S. Multiple analysts are expecting Bitcoin will hit $100,000 before Trump's inauguration, especially if he delivers on promises like launching a strategic national crypto stockpile with the $15 billion worth of Bitcoin that it already has on its books from asset seizures. And Scott, Bitcoin now up 68% year to date after briefly hitting that new all-time high overnight.
Let's start with some massive news and numbers. I know a lot of people and friends, they're asking you, hey, why is Bitcoin mooning?
Ding, 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 ding. Boom. Okay. Missile launch. Pshing.
Well, why don't we start here? How about over 250 pro-Bitcoin candidates are now elected to Congress? And that's coming from Fox Business. And since the election, there has been a game of hungry hippos going on. Massive volumes through the Bitcoin ETFs. 14,000 Bitcoin have been taken off exchanges. It's looking like the mother of all supply squeezes is getting closer. And go ahead and check this out. 303 million leveraged Bitcoin short positions got liquidated in just 24 hours. Absolutely wrecked. And speaking of absolutely wrecked, you guys remember when Germany sold all their Bitcoin at around 54K? Well, if they just waited, they could have made an extra $990 million. Absolute morons. Probably not going to make it, especially with what's coming. Can it get any more bullish? Did we just enter the golden age for Bitcoin? Bitwise's CEO believes so. Roll it!
We are entering the golden age of crypto. For the last 4 and indeed the last 8 years, crypto has been operating with one or maybe two arms tied behind its back. It's faced aggressive persecution from the SEC, multiple lawsuits, and a regulatory cloud that kept mainstream out of crypto. That is going to be washed away, in my expectation, in the first 100 days of the new administration. And we're going to get a fair, balanced playing field where we'll see what crypto can do. That will mean stablecoin legislation, it'll be market clarity legislation, and most importantly, it will remove the cloud hanging over crypto and allow institutional investors to evaluate it for what it is. From my perspective, that's going to be more flows and more adoption and a strong bull market for years to come.
All right, now it's time to get to business. I and a growing consensus are here right now. Nobody really grasps the impact of the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve combined with an active accumulation plan because, like we warned you, we now have approximately 3 months until the U.S. government puts into law active accumulation of Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset. Other sovereigns will be discreetly front-running the clock. It's ticking, baby. The Bitcoin Senator, Senator Lummis's Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill proposes the U.S. buys 1 million Bitcoin over the next 5 years. That's 547 Bitcoin a day. Newsflash, that's more than all the new Bitcoin currently mined daily. And now that Trump has won, the world's largest buyer could be about to enter the chat. Are you ready? Because all this means is that if Trump follows through on his plan to buy 1 million Bitcoin, well, other nations are going to have to follow suit. You do know that, right? And all of this is coming. Make no mistake. It feels like people don't quite understand what a red sweep means for Bitcoin. They're going to be able to put these initiatives into action, and fast. And not to mention the amount of bipartisan support for this. More than half of Congress is now pro-Bitcoin. It's hard to believe what's happening and what has been accomplished over the course of this cycle. But how will Trump do this? Who's going to run the Treasury? Hey guys, it looks like Trump. He may know again.
Michael Saylor is here.
Could you imagine? But I want you to look at this and think how massive this is. Bitcoin is the new oil, according to Donald Trump. Let's roll this clip and I'm going to break down how insanely bullish this is. If Trump is indeed orange pilling people through this narrative, things are about to get gnarly. Let's check it out.
Tell you an interesting Trump story from last night, and I won't dox the other person because it's unfair on them. We were at a party last night, and we were chatting to somebody. Their father is a very, very famous person. I'll tell you offline. Trump's orange pilled this person. So people are saying, oh, Trump's just here for our votes. No, Trump's orange. So this is somebody they've been trying to orange pill for years, right? Keeps yeah. We were chatting to him last night. He said, yeah, no, Dad's in now. I was like, what? It's like, yeah.
Trump called him up.
Yeah, Trump called up. We were like, what? Yeah, Trump called him up. Yeah, he's like, Trump called him up. And he said, Bitcoin, it's the new oil. And they're in.
This is massive, and who do you think Trump's been talking to? I wonder. But seven-figure Bitcoin is coming faster than we could have ever imagined. Is Bitcoin the new oil? And if so, where are we headed? Well, you may want to take a second to mentally prepare yourself. While we take a brief moment to recognize our sponsor, the masters of Bitcoin self-sovereignty, the Bitcoin Way. Simply Bitcoin Originals are powered by the Bitcoin Way. They bring over 25 years of cybersecurity experience. They are your IT team in the Bitcoin world. They help bridge that gap from the why Bitcoin to the how Bitcoin. And as your dedicated Bitcoin IT team, the Bitcoin Way is here to guide you from start to finish on your journey to properly self-custody your Bitcoin. From your first wallet node to advanced multi-sig security, inheritance planning, and much more, the Bitcoin Way has got you covered. And if you're looking to get started, you can schedule a free 30-minute consultation using that link below. Big finish time. Now, the oil market is not only one of the largest, but also one of the most vital commodity markets globally, affecting everything from transportation to the production of goods and playing a significant role in geopolitical strategies. Just to compare the market capitalization of oil with Bitcoin, Bitcoin's market cap as of recent data stands at approximately 1.79 trillion, with current prices hovering around 75,000. Now, the global oil market size in terms of annual production value was roughly estimated at over 2 trillion USD annually, based on the production rate of approximately 80.75 million barrels of oil per day in 2022, with adjustments for price fluctuations. However, this figure can vary significantly with changes in oil prices, which are notoriously volatile. That reminds me of something. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When considering the value of global oil reserves, the numbers become much larger. Proven oil reserves are estimated to be around 1.7 trillion barrels. If we multiply this by an average oil price, let's consider $70 per barrel, while the market cap of the world's oil reserves would be approximately $119 trillion. This figure would represent potential value rather than market liquidity or current market value. Now, when we compare these, Bitcoin's market cap is in the same ballpark as the annual revenue from global oil production, indicating Bitcoin's significant financial presence, but still substantially less when considering the total value of oil reserves. In steps Bitcoin as digital gold. Trump's reference to Bitcoin as the new oil or black gold might be metaphorical, emphasizing Bitcoin's potential as a valuable commodity in the digital age. Bitcoin represents a new form of asset to many people, often viewed as a store of value or digital gold, with its market cap reflecting the value placed on its scarcity, technology, and potential for financial innovation. But what I'm seeing here is maybe what Saylor, Dylan LeClaire, and now Donald Trump seem to be hinting at. Bitcoin is a $100 trillion idea, and its time has come. Now check this out. Here's another big move. Along with legal tender by proxy through no capital gains on transactions, Trump could also make it law that tariffs should be paid in Bitcoin, and that will obviously help them accumulate and add to the strategic reserve. Hey, I don't know about you, but I agree with the therapist. It feels like Bitcoin is about to print $5,000 candles on the daily. The paradigm has shifted. In 74 days, the U.S. will begin its strategic Bitcoin reserve, kicking off global game theory on a level never thought possible. Are you ready? Let us know in the comments below. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, keep the bullish party going here. What an absolutely massive week. Dante has some bangers coming your way this weekend, so stay tuned and I'll be back in the bunker on Monday. Freaking love you guys. Catch you next time. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, you.